Hello, New York Yankees fans. We have brand new exclusive videos and the latest news for you. Before we get started, we'd like to invite you to join our channel and give this video a like. It's crucial to get exclusive access to the latest updates. It's the kind of rumor that sets the baseball world on fire and gets fans questioning everything they thought they knew about team loyalty and franchise identity. Freddie Freeman, the heart and soul of the Atlanta Braves for over a decade and a key piece of their recent success, is now being whispered about in the deepest corners of the MLB grapevine as making a seismic move to the Bronx. That's right. Rumors are swirling that Freeman has closed a historic deal with none other than the New York Yankees. The very idea feels surreal. This is a guy who symbolized stability, leadership, and old-school grit in Atlanta. He was the guy kids in Georgia wanted to be. But if the whispers are to be believed, Freeman could be donning pinstripes next season, sending shockwaves through both leagues. Sources close to the situation, though not officially confirmed, are pointing to a late-night deal that reportedly came together in recent weeks, hidden from the public eye until now. The Yankees, always on the prowl for top-tier talent, may have just pulled off one of the most stunning moves in recent memory. If true, this changes everything, not just for the Yankees or the Braves, but for baseball itself. Insiders are buzzing with unconfirmed reports suggesting that the Yankees offered Freeman a contract so lucrative, so compelling, that it simply couldn't be turned down. We're talking generational wealth numbers, combined with incentives that are almost too good to be true. Think years of guaranteed salary north of $30 million annually, performance bonuses that could push totals even higher, and the allure of Yankee Stadium as your new home turf. But money aside, what really seems to have tipped the scales may be the Yankees' relentless pursuit. They've reportedly been working this angle quietly, but persistently, courting Freeman with the kind of full-court press rarely seen outside of the NBA. Private meetings, off-season phone calls, dinner with top brass. It all paints the picture of a franchise that's been all in on Freeman for months. And for Freeman, maybe the idea of a new challenge, a shot at immortality in pinstripes, was just too tempting to ignore. After all, how many chances does a player get to go from one iconic franchise to another, with both poised for October glory? Of course, we need to stress, none of this is officially confirmed. That's what makes it all the more intoxicating. These rumors have the scent of something big, but they're still rumors. And yet, the noise is getting louder. Beat reporters, MLB insiders, and even former players are dropping hints on social media, throwing gas on an already roaring fire. One tweet from a verified baseball columnist hinted that a major AL East contender had just landed a future Hall of Famer. Another, more cryptic message suggested that the Braves front office was bracing for impact and already planning for life after Freddie. Coincidence? Possibly. But if you connect the dots, the picture that emerges is too coherent to ignore. And let's not forget, the Yankees have the money, the market, and the ambition to make moves that others can only dream of. Could this be one of those legendary deals that we look back on for decades? Right now, it's all speculation, but man, it smells like something real is cooking. One angle that's particularly fascinating is what this move would mean for the Yankees infield. With Anthony Rizzo already manning first base, a Freeman signing would force some serious internal shuffling, or signal the end of Rizzo's time in the Bronx. Imagine the Yankees parting ways with a fan favorite like Rizzo to make room for another left-handed power hitter. It's a bold move, but that's exactly the kind of ruthlessness the Yankees are known for. Some sources suggest Rizzo could be moved in a trade package to address other areas, maybe pitching depth or bullpen insurance. Others believe he might stay and shift into a rotational or DH role. Either way, bringing in Freeman would cause immediate ripple effects, not just in the roster but in the clubhouse dynamics. Freeman is a leader, a presence, a tone setter. Adding him isn't just about stats. It's about culture, about building a team that breathes championship aspirations. For Yankee fans, the mere thought of seeing Judge, Stanton, and Freeman in the same lineup is the stuff of dreams. For the rest of the league, it's the stuff of nightmares. If this rumor proves true, the balance of power could shift overnight. Now let's talk legacy. Freddie Freeman leaving Atlanta, if this truly happens, would mark the end of an era for the Braves. This is a guy who was there through the rebuild, the rise, and the triumph. A World Series champion, an MVP, a player who embodied everything the Braves stood for. His departure would be more than a roster move. It would be an emotional earthquake. And it's not like Braves fans would begrudge him. He gave them everything. But the optics of a departure like this? Brutal. Freeman wearing Yankee pinstripes would be one of the most jarring images in modern baseball history. It's Derek Jeter in a Red Sox uniform levels of surreal. Yet sometimes, players chase the next mountain. And for Freeman, that mountain might just be in the Bronx. A shot at a second ring. A shot at cementing his place in Cooperstown, and a chance to shine under the brightest lights in sports. These are motivations that even the most loyal heart can't ignore. So while the wound might sting in Atlanta, you can't blame the guy for dreaming bigger. And what about the Yankees themselves? This is a team that lives and dies by championships. Anything less than a World Series is failure. The addition of Freeman, if true, signals a franchise that's tired of waiting and ready to win now. You don't make a move like this unless you're gunning for it all. Freeman fits perfectly into that mentality. He brings postseason experience, veteran leadership, and a bat that doesn't disappear in October. Pairing him with Aaron Judge and the rest of the Bombers could create the most feared lineup in baseball. It's a win-now move, and that's what makes it so plausible. The Yankees have been stuck in that almost their phase for too long. A move like this breaks the cycle. And it's not just about offense. Freeman's defense at first base is elite, his glove underrated, and his instincts Gold Glove caliber. This isn't just a splashy signing. It's a calculated strike. And if the Yankees truly landed him, they didn't just win the offseason. They changed the entire conversation heading into next year. But where there's smoke, there's usually fire, and this particular blaze is gaining fuel fast. Even broadcasters and former players are starting to lean into the speculation. On a recent podcast episode, one former Yankee said flat out that he'd heard whispers from people who would know, hinting that Freeman to Yankees is more than a pipe dream. MLB insiders are also starting to question the silence from both the Braves and Yankees front offices. Why the radio silence? Why the lack of denial? When rumors like these hit the public, teams usually rush to squash them if there's no truth. The fact that both organizations are quiet is telling. Could they be waiting to finalize the details? Could there be a bigger announcement being planned? Or is all of this just clever misinformation, a way to drive up negotiation leverage elsewhere? No one knows for sure. But one thing's clear, this isn't just a random Twitter fantasy. Too many signs, too many breadcrumbs. Something is happening behind closed doors. And let's not forget the timing. This rumor isn't surfacing in the dead of winter. It's showing up as teams gear up for late off-season final moves, when rosters get locked in and final pieces are added for the stretch run. That's when shocking deals tend to happen. The Yankees, after a relatively quiet few weeks, are rumored to be in all-systems-go mode. There's a sense of urgency around the front office, a desire to put the team over the top. And Freeman, if truly on the move, represents that missing piece. A perfect fit, a powerful bat, and a proven winner. And for Freeman, it's the right moment. He's done everything there is to do in Atlanta. Maybe he's looking for the next chapter. And if that chapter includes Monument Park, October heroics in Yankee Stadium, and a shot at baseball immortality, who could blame him? Again, it's all speculation for now. But in this game, the biggest stories often begin as quiet whispers. And this one is starting to roar. And now we shift into the second part of this bombshell narrative. The aftermath, the ripple effects, and the bigger picture of what a Freddie Freeman to Yankees move could mean for Major League Baseball as a whole. Because if this deal is as real as the whispers suggest, it wouldn't just be another transaction. It would be a cultural shift. Think about the implications. The Yankees, already the most polarizing team in the league, just added one of the game's most beloved players. That contrast alone is wild. Freeman is widely respected for his humility, leadership, and dedication. He's not flashy. He's not a headline chaser. He's just damn good. And now, he might be stepping onto the biggest stage in sports with the most pressure-packed jersey in all of baseball. It's a fascinating paradox. How does a player so grounded handle the frenzy of New York? How does the Yankee fan base, demanding, intense, unforgiving. Embrace someone who built his legend in another uniform. There's a storyline here that transcends stats and money. It's about identity, transformation, and legacy. And in the heart of it all is Freeman, possibly ready to write the most surprising chapter of his career. Again, nothing is confirmed, but the energy around this rumor is electric. Now let's examine the financial chess game this rumored deal represents. If Freeman truly signed with the Yankees, you better believe the numbers are staggering. We're likely looking at a deal in the range of 6 to 7 years, potentially upwards of $200 million. That's a lot of coin, even for the Yankees. But it's not just the size of the deal, it's the timing. For months, insiders claimed the Yankees were tightening their belts, being strategic with payroll. They let go of players. They avoided wild bidding wars. And now, out of nowhere, they drop a Brinks truck on one of the most consistent players in baseball. That would signal a pivot in strategy, possibly triggered by internal pressure or a wake-up call after repeated postseason failures. This isn't a team trying to stay competitive. This is a team gunning for dominance. And the money behind Freeman's rumored deal would back that up. Rumors also suggest endorsement deals are baked into the negotiations, adding millions more to the pot. If true, this isn't just a baseball deal. It's a brand partnership. Freeman becomes a face of the Yankees machine. And that's a move with financial ripple effects across the sport. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. But as with any potential mega deal, there's always fallout. For the Braves, this would be a bitter pill. Freeman's departure would trigger a wave of emotion in Atlanta, from heartbreak to outright fury. This isn't like losing a rental player or a role guy. This is like ripping out the franchise's heart. And if he ends up in New York of all places, it would feel like betrayal to some. But baseball, as we know, is a business. And perhaps this was always going to happen. Maybe the writing was on the wall when the Braves signed Matt Olson, or when extension talks quietly stalled. Maybe Freeman saw the tides shifting, sensed a change in direction, and began looking elsewhere. The Yankees, sensing opportunity, swooped in with a long-term vision and deep pockets. If that's how this played out, it's cold, calculated, and kind of genius. But make no mistake, Braves fans will feel the sting. They grew up with Freddie. They watched him become a legend. Seeing him in Yankee navy blue might be too much for some. But hey, legends sometimes need new stages. In New York, that stage doesn't get any bigger. Then there's the clubhouse dynamic. How does a leader like Freeman integrate into a team already brimming with stars and strong personalities? According to speculation, this is exactly the kind of challenge he's been quietly craving. Freeman's leadership style isn't about volume. It's about consistency, presence, and work ethic. In a Yankees locker room filled with vocal leaders like Aaron Judge, a steadying presence like Freeman could be the perfect complement. He brings championship experience, playoff poise, and a reputation that commands respect. The chemistry equation is fascinating. Could Freeman help unify a sometimes inconsistent Yankee roster? Could his work ethic rub off on the younger core? These are the questions that front offices ask themselves before making a massive move. And if the Yankees have indeed landed him, then you can bet they've calculated this to the decimal. Word around the league is that Freeman's character is as valuable as his bat. He doesn't disrupt, he elevates. And that kind of presence in the Yankees clubhouse could be a game changer. But again, it's all still speculation. Still, this particular puzzle piece seems to fit way too perfectly. Let's not forget the fan reaction. Yankee fans are notorious for their passion and their skepticism. A move of this magnitude would set the fan base ablaze, in both good and complicated ways. On one hand, you've got excitement. Freeman is a proven winner, a consistent bat, and a leader. On paper, it's everything you want in a marquee signing. But some fans are already voicing concerns online, wondering if this signals the end for Rizzo, questioning how Freeman will adapt to New York pressure, and debating whether this move distracts from more pressing roster needs, like pitching. That's the nature of the Bronx Beast. No move is ever universally praised. But if Freeman comes out strong, hits early, and shows that quiet fire, Yankee fans will embrace him like one of their own. And if he delivers in October, forget about it. He'll be a legend in pinstripes. But for now, it's all theory. Still, judging by the online chatter, Freeman's name is on every Yankees forum, podcast, and group chat. This is the kind of buzz that feels real. Maybe not official yet, but undeniably real. And the rest of the league? They're watching this situation closely, no doubt with clenched teeth. If the Yankees truly pull this off, it resets the offseason narrative entirely. Other teams will scramble to adjust. The Red Sox might feel pressured to make a countermove. The Dodgers, long rumored to be Freeman fans, might be stunned into silence or retaliation. The AL East instantly becomes more terrifying, and teams on the fringe of contention start sweating. Because a Yankees lineup with Freeman is not just better, it's borderline unfair. Pitchers will have to game plan differently. Analysts will have to rewrite projections. And team owners? They'll have to reevaluate just how far they're willing to go to keep up with the pinstripes. Baseball has always been cyclical, but every now and then, a move happens that flips the board entirely. This could be one of those moments. And while it hasn't been confirmed yet, the level of urgency in rival front offices seems to indicate that something big is truly brewing in the Bronx. From a storytelling perspective, this is baseball's version of a Hollywood blockbuster. Think about it. The loyal franchise icon, the high-stakes negotiation, the looming shadow of Yankee Stadium. It's got drama, emotion, and that perfect hint of unpredictability. Freeman's rumored leap to New York could redefine how we think about player loyalty, team building, and the modern era of MLB stardom. It's a move that blurs the line between sports and entertainment. And while we're still waiting for that official press conference, that first image of Freeman holding up a Yankees jersey, the rumor alone has already captured the imagination of millions. That's the power of baseball. One whisper turns into a wave. And this wave is building fast. Whether it crashes into reality or fades into legend remains to be seen. But until then, every fan, every analyst, and every player will be watching. Because if this move becomes official, it might just go down as one of the greatest, most unexpected signings in modern baseball history. So where do we go from here? Simple. We wait. We watch the insiders, we check the team feeds, and we prepare for the possible. Because whether this rumor proves true or not, it's already reshaped the narrative. And that's what makes baseball so beautiful. It's not just the games, it's the stories, the possibilities, the dreams. Freddie Freeman in Yankee pinstripes? Maybe it's just a dream today. But dreams, especially in the Bronx, have a funny way of becoming reality. One phone call, one announcement, one press release. That's all it takes. And if that moment arrives, it won't just be a breaking news alert. It'll be a shockwave across the sport. So stay ready. Because if Freddie Freeman is truly heading to New York, then history is about to be made. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.